Hi, the purpose of this lesson is to get you started on playing jazz. We're going to learn the basic chord shapes that will be very useful to play jazz, and we're going to learn some other concepts, and so let's get to it. The first thing that's going to help you a great deal in your guitar playing is to know the names of the notes on the 6th string and the 5th string. Eventually you want to be pretty familiar with finding notes all over the fretboard, but especially with what we're going to learn today, that's going to be very helpful. The 6th string is the E string, E, F on the 1st fret, G on the 3rd, A on the 5th, B on the 7th, C on the 8th, D on the 10th, and then we're back at E again. We're at the octave. The A string, A, B on the 2nd fret, C on the 3rd, D on the 5th, E on the 7th, F on the 8th, the 10th fret is G, and then we're back to A, the octave. The reason that's going to be a big help to you is that you'll know how to move these shapes I'm going to show you around to make different chords. If we're playing this shape right here with a 6th string root, I'm pressing down the 5th fret of the 6th string, this would be an A7 chord. If for some reason you want to change the key, you want to play an A sharp 7, you start thinking, well, what's the shape of an A sharp? Oh, you know, all you need to do is move it up 1 fret. We move the shape up. If we want to play a C7, well, we've learned that the 8th fret of the 6th string is a C note, so that's a C7. First fret would be an F7. And the same principle for the 5th string. The 5th string, 5th fret would be a minor 7. Shape would be a D minor 7. 2 frets up, E minor 7. It's all based on those notes. So that's why that's a real great starting point, just to start thinking about that a little bit, become a little bit familiar with that, and it'll help you a whole bunch. The first shape we're going to learn is a major 7 shape. We're going to use the 5th fret. The fingering is index finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string. We're going to reach down with our middle finger to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then our ring finger is going to go to the 6th fret of the 4th string, and our little finger goes under that. So this shape here is like an A minor shape you might be familiar with, and we're going to add this bass note up here. We get a major 7 chord. Now there are some strings that we're not fretting here. We don't want to play those strings. Sometimes it's okay, they're going to be part of the chord, but we want to learn to become comfortable moving this around and just playing the notes that we're fretting. That'll let us move them to different keys a lot easier. So there's A major 7, A sharp major 7, 8th fret would be C major 7, just by moving this shape around. That's a major 7 shape with a 6th string root. The major 7 shape with a 5th string root, we're going to use this note, the 5th fret of the D string, which is of the A string, excuse me, which is a D note. Our index finger is going to go there. Our middle finger is going to go on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Ring finger, 7th fret, 4th string. Little finger, 7th fret of the 2nd string. This is kind of like a D7 shape you might know from first position, kind of a triangular little shape, and we're adding the bass note right here. So that's a major 7 shape with a 5th string root. This happens to be D major 7. If I move it here, B major 7. If I move it here, F sharp major 7. Whatever this note is on this string, that's what the root note of the chord is going to be. So those are the major 7 shapes. The minor 7 shapes, the 6th string root is going to be like this. We're going to put our middle finger, this is going to be A minor 7, on the 5th fret of the 6th string. We're going to skip the 5th string. Our ring finger is going to grab the 5th fret of the 4th string, and the 3rd string, and the 2nd string. So we have a little bit of a bar right here with our finger. And the 5th string, we're going to kind of let our fingers rub against that and mute that out. We don't want this string to make a sound. pluck the strings around it, or we can mute it out and kind of strum it. That'll take a little time, but that's kind of the goal. So there's the a very useful A minor 7 shape. The minor 7 shape with the 5th string root, we're going to use this shape. Now this shape or this form is actually the same as what we use, well, what we're going to use for the dominant 7th. I'm getting ahead of myself just a little bit here. But let's learn what this is, how this is going to work on the 5th fret of the 5th string. That's where our index finger is. Our middle fingers on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Our ring fingers on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So it's, you know, every other string. And our little finger is going to grab the 6th fret of the 2nd string. So we have this is actually like this, a standard first position D shape, and then we add this bass note here. That's a D minor 7 with a 5th string root. And of course it's movable. That's an F minor 7. That's a C minor 7. And these shapes are, like I said, basic forms, basic shapes to familiarize yourself with. They can be changed and altered and played in different ways, but this is a very good starting point. So we now have a major 7 shape and we have a minor 7 shape. The dominant 7 shape, 7th chord, we're going to use, and this is what I was just talking about. This is the same shape as we just learned for the minor 7 shape, but now we're on the 6th string root. Becomes a dominant 7th chord, a 7th chord. So we have our index finger on the 6th string, 5th fret, middle finger on the 5th fret, 4th string, ring finger, 5th fret, 2nd string, our little finger grabs the 6th fret on the 3rd string. A7, G7, C7. So that's a dominant 7 shape. 5th string dominant 7 shape, you might be familiar with this shape, a C 7th chord, where you play a regular C shape and then you add your little finger. This would be our index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, just like a regular C chord. Our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, index 3rd fret of the 5th string, and our little finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. A little kind of a triangle thing going right here. Move it up here, we have an E7 chord. So these shapes, the major 7, the minor 7, and the dominant 7, are going to allow us to play 2-5-1 progressions, which are very, very common in jazz. Many jazz tunes include or consist of 2-5-1 progressions. So if we wanted to play a 2-5-1 in the key of D major 7 chord here, we would play this shape, our 5th string E minor 7, dominant 7, A7 to our D major 7. We're starting with the 5th string root chord. If we start with a 6th string root chord, A minor 7, D7 to G major 7. So these 6 different shapes of the 3 chords, the major 7th, the minor 7, and the dominant 7, 5th and 6th string roots. Familiarize yourself with these. Get comfortable moving them around the fretboard, and they're going to allow you to play many songs. I hope this was a helpful lesson. Thanks very much.